My whole life I struggled with my weight. I was a 10-pound baby, and I think I got bigger ever since then. Didn't realize that I coped with a lot of things with food. I wasn't aware of that. And in not even being aware of that, you don't know how to change anything if you don't know what you're doing that's incorrect. Before I went to high school, I would get up with just amount of time to take my shower, get ready to go, chug some water, get in the car, and I wouldn't eat until lunch. I would be famished by lunchtime, therefore I would overeat at lunch, and then I would have sports after school, and I would just feel lethargic. Then I would go home and have a dinner, 7, 8 o'clock at night after practice, and I would overeat again because I had waited too long and I had just worked out, and maybe snack later on. It's something that you can't hide. It's an insecurity that you can't put away. People fear looking like that, I think. So in that, they call you out when they feel insecure themselves. Comments while I was walking along the street, just go get a Twinkie, things that were really low and easy to come up with. I was like, think of something a little bit more clever if you're really gonna attack me, A friend of mine had said that she wasn't eating, and the less you eat, then you lose weight. So I tried it also, and I was crabby. I was in a horrible mood, and I felt horrible. I was playing sports, and I just wasn't up to par, and obviously, that is not something that you can sustain. Our body needs food as fuel, just like our cars need fuel to run. I ended up losing a significant amount of weight, liked what I was hearing, liked that everybody was giving me compliments, but I couldn't sustain it, therefore put it all back on. My mom and I had started our program together. She had come home from a doctor's appointment and said, I just didn't like what I saw on the scale. I really didn't like it. I think I need to lose weight. Of course, I'm bigger than her at this point, so I'm going, no, you're fine, it's fine. And she had kind of said, do I think I need to do something? Should I seek out some more information? Should I look for some more education on it? And I said I would be willing to find some education with you. I've asked her if that was to get me to kind of get myself together. Either way, we both kind of started this together. We arrived at this particular location. I paced. We both paced, actually, outside. Didn't want to, should we go? Let's just skip it. Let's go. We got here, all of the normal thoughts that kind of bounce from one side of our brains to the other, and eventually ended up just going in. Filled out the paperwork, and then it was time to get on the scale. I immediately thought I was gonna get judged. I had been judged everywhere else I went, and how far I had to go was what I was gonna see on these people's faces. It was the opposite. That was in my head. It wasn't get on the scale, oh my goodness. It was get on the scale, okay, now you can get off the scale. So to have it be really that simple, and to be surrounded by people who, it didn't matter what size you were, it mattered we were all there for the same reason. It was more than I expected, because I really thought I was just gonna be judged and I was gonna hate it and I was gonna just do it for a week and then, okay, that didn't work. Another thing didn't work. Read the materials, read what a healthy lifestyle would entail, how many fruits and vegetables, the guidelines that are set, and ended up to a T following the plan. So if anything didn't go my way, I had all rights to say I tried it with my whole 100%, and it worked. And then the next week it worked, and the following week it worked. So now, 5 years later, I'm still doing it. It proved to me it worked. For me, in the beginning, it was I don't want to say immediate results, because weight loss is never that fast, but it was the fact that I was losing each week that I liked. It's the first time in my life I had ever seen the scale go the other way, and having the control of knowing why. It changed into 4 to 6 pounds a week being lost, and then cruising down to the 1.5 to 2, which is normal, and then to the 0.4, and got kind of stagnant and a little bit slow moving, which is frustrating when you're trying to lose weight. When it got to the slower weight loss, it was, what else do I need to do? A little bit of brainstorming, a little bit of keeping it spicy. You have to keep the challenges fresh, and you have to want to continue to do them. I wasn't at my goal, so the next achievable small goal that I had to put into place was activity. Parking a little bit farther each day everywhere I went. Being able to maybe take a lap around the grocery store before I even started my grocery shopping. Nothing major, small changes. One day you go up the stairs and you just start to feel like, I'm not as winded as I was a couple weeks ago. And then you almost want to take 2 steps at a time, and you're okay with it. It is like a spiral. It's a spiral upward or a spiral downward, depending on which you decide to choose. It's a choice, and they're contagious either direction you go. I really sought out people who didn't have a problem with eating. didn't have a weight problem. What do they do? Just kind of watch, see what they're doing, and to mimic their behaviors. Act how you want to be, and soon you'll be the way you act, right? I was never comfortable with my body, therefore I was never comfortable with showing any of it. So summer, July would be 80, 90 degrees, and I'd be there in a long sleeve shirt and a t-shirt underneath, and people would ask me, aren't you hot? As I'm sweating. And I would say, no, this is how I wanted to wear, this is what I like. When things get busy and you feel stressed and you go back to things and you feel like, what have I accomplished? And when you look back in hindsight, you go, I remember how I felt when I didn't feel comfortable in a tank top. And it really makes you want to continue your goal. It's important for me to have small achievable goals all the time, to really keep everything in my life where I want it to keep going, and to have that vision of the finish line, so to speak, but to have all the markers that I cross across the way, along the way, because they're important to the ultimate goal. I went to an information session that was, do you want to become a motivational leader, a speaker for people to stay on board, and almost a coach. So I kind of thought, well, if I'm making money, motivating people to lose weight and have a healthy lifestyle and coaching them along the way because I did it, maybe I could make a career out of this. So now I get the skills to communicate better, and I get the skills and the access to stay connected to the lifestyle that I want to live, in addition to getting paid for it, and in addition to getting the benefit of getting back as much as I give each day and making a difference in the world. So without the struggle, I would never have found what I was truly supposed to do. But every day is a new day for planning. The opportunities need to be thought about, otherwise they might be missed.